Nope. Nope.
And hello fellow Tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today I bring you a different kind of episode. Today we're gonna talk about plays that win games, and we're specifically going to focus on those plays. So I have few examples for you guys. I actually have 3 games in my tier 10 American medium tank M60, which is absolutely a fabulous tank to play. I was so happy to get back into this guy after a while, and had an awesome run. I'm still maintaining Unicom status in this tank. It's crazy. I mean, you don't have to be a Unicom player in order to be Unicom in this tank. It's so good. The gun is so good. The spotting ability is so good. The mobility is absolutely amazing. It's like light tanks mobility, right? So you can move from place to place quite quickly. Anyway, eternal question in many cases, and when I was the inexperienced player, the question always became when to push, when not to push, right? And, sometimes in randoms, you're going to have to make up your mind on your own, depending on the information that you have. Now, with M60 here, coming out to this position here on airfield, I decided to spot early because we had 3 RDs in play. I was like, okay, if I can spot something, maybe RD can hit it, and my mobility will allow me to get out of sticky situation, right? So that's what I was thinking about here. But as you can see, we've spotted only 3 customers on this side here and nothing else. If there are only 3 customers here and you have a tank that has good mobility, good gun, great rate of fire like M60, you can change the outcome of the game. So I decided to make the move here. And in many cases, when I'm kind of in a tank that has some one-on-one ability, I will make those individual plays. But I will not push completely blindly just by myself. I always check in a rear view mirror to see if there's anybody else coming with me. And in this situation, there was a light tank that came with me. So this allowed me to make this play. And if we did not make this play, we had to make this play quickly because we are losing the middle of the map. As you can see, we are in an encounter mode, and in many cases, majority of tanks go into the encounter, but they forget the flanks. And if they forget the flanks, this is exactly what happens, because light tanks and medium tanks or fast medium tanks can make those plays quickly, clean up the entire back lines, and get into the battle quick. If you can get to the battle quick, then you can have significant impact in the game. Now, M60 is not extremely well armored vehicle, so I really didn't want to go in the center and brawl it out. I really wanted to flank, and that's exactly what I did in this tank. And me here with this light tank allowed me to clean up pretty much the entire behind of the enemy. Now, as you can see, I'm paying attention to what the light tank is doing. I really do not want to push all by myself and get myself killed, because in randoms, that's exactly what happens. If I try to be a hero and I die, my friendly is probably not gonna do the work that I would probably do. So I usually try to feed off of my teammates, see what they do, and in this situation, looks like the light tank is going in. So I'm gonna observe what he's doing. Now I'm gonna mistime it slight bit, because I did not expect that. I did not expect FV 4005 to take that light tank out, just not that quickly. I thought he would at least, get around him a little bit. So here I had to make the play. I'm like, if I don't make this play, we lose this game. I had to disregard that big alpha of FV. I had to get up close and personal with him. I had to use my rate of fire, face hug him as close as I can, and hope that he doesn't pen me, that he's gonna rush his shot. And that's exactly what happened. he ended up rushing his shot and he just splashed me. He wasn't able to kill me. Now, imagine if he did kill me. Right now, the opposition would have a huge advantage because I'm out of the game and they have a big alpha still in the game. But because I'm still alive, I aim up a shot at TVP that was passing right by and I take him out of the game. And all of a sudden, this game becomes quite winnable. So these are little things that change the outcome of the game. And in many cases, you won't be able to impact the game. If the team is bad, as you saw in my intro, then doesn't matter what you do, you will not be able to have impact on the game. But if the team is reasonable and they know what they're doing, then it's a different story. You can have significant impact. Anyway, the second game we're going to look at is on map Mountain Pass. And I don't know how familiar you are with Mountain Pass, but normally the big rolling area on Mountain Pass is H2. But in this situation, none of my tanks actually went there. As you can see, there's a huge contingent of our green tanks that are going down the ice road, which is what, 6-7 line. And when that usually happens, then I know it's a loss. Like sometimes it's just the team distribution. You look at it and you're saying, well, you know what, this is not going to work out. This is going to be a loss. Simply because these guys that will come around the banana road, or whatever you want to call it, at the 1 line or 2 line, they'll have easy access here. So I'm taking a defensive position at this point in time. I'm not throwing my tank away. I'm not saying, okay, I'm going to go in there and brawl it out. I want to be unspotted. I want to be that sniper from, you know, from the distance, especially with the gun that this tank has. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Use your rate of fire, shoot them down in health. That's exactly what I tried to do here. Unfortunately, that shot on the machine does not come off. But as you can see, there's quite a few of them there. If I actually went there, or if I stayed in that area on the bottom, I probably would have died. So my shooting is not necessarily best. My marksmanship is not the greatest. It's never been. So yeah, it is what it is. I missed some shots, I hit some shots, but regardless, you know, when it matters, you have to make it count, right? That's the main thing. So we're gonna stick around here. We're gonna let our contingent of tanks that are currently at, what is it, E8, E9, we're gonna allow them to push, and we're gonna try to defend this position as much as we can. We still have some tanks here, and even if all the greenies on the bottom are not putting shots in, they will allow me to be invisible to the opposition. What I mean by that, there will be a distraction. So they'll be distracting the opposition, and at the same time, I'll be able to put shots in. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. So as you can see, the Reds decided to push. And that's the right play on their part, because, you know, they're winning the game. They know this flank is weak because the opposing flank is pretty much collapsed. But what I will do here, and this is important, just pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm only using my gun depression here. I try to isolate tanks. So I want to make sure that the tank on the left is not shooting at me. I want to make sure that the machine on the right is not able to shoot at me. Or if he is able to shoot at me, I want to make sure I move back and forth so he cannot hit me. Here, I let him hit me right there, which is not good, but it bounced. Luckily, the armor worked this time around. But now I relocated, and this position here will allow me to protect myself from the machine, and I only have shots at the STB. Now that's the important point, guys, because I'm not wasting my health. I'm chewing these guys down in health. I'm getting them down in health, but I'm not losing any. Now I take a hit here from far away. I don't know what that was. But at the same time, I gotta make a play here because my friendly is in trouble, and these guys are overcrowding him. So now I have to use my HP. This is the time now where I use my HP, and I gotta engage these guys and take them out of the game. I'm using this wreck of a tank in front of me. Take a look at that. From the machine, so he cannot hit me. So I'm just isolating this object 1v1 so I can take him out of the game just like that. And now we only have machine left, who did not push and probably should have pushed when I was pushing and helping my friendly. So as you notice there, I took the opportunity when they were busy with my friendly to come in and clean up. That's exactly the plan here, and they will never expect you and will never see you coming. And if you do that more often than not, you will retain your hit points, and you'll be able to have enough hit points later on to engage 1v1. So here what I'm doing is I'm changing to HE shell because I can take one hit from the machine, but he's only a one hit to me. I can hit him anywhere with the HE. If it was APCR or a heat round, it quite likely might not have penned, and if that's the case, I wouldn't be able to take him out of the game. And just like that, we secure the victory. So some of the pointers there, guys, are very simple. You have to strategically look at the map. Do not isolate yourself. Pick a position that you can work with your team. And sometimes it doesn't matter how much damage you do. Winning is everything to me, to be honest. And last game is on map Kaunas. You just recently saw me posting a video on this map, except we spawn on the other side of the map. To be honest, after looking at this map and playing it a little bit more still, I think the southeast spawn is a little bit overpowered. I think it is, because of that open field here, the north spawn doesn't have much options when it comes to trying to attack the east side. So the problem is all these guys that are going up north there now, at A5, A6, A7, they're exposed to enemy fire, right? Because they can't really, there's nowhere to hide. So the only two options that the northwest has is go through the middle of the city. Now, I am a medium tank. I really don't want to go in a city. I have some armor, but I don't have a lot. And there's some heavy duty, heavy tanks there. So I really don't want to engage with them early in the game. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to explore the middle. I want to see if opposition sent anything in the middle, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to poke over and see if anybody's showing at all. At this point in time, because the game has been already in about a minute and a half or something like that, I would expect someone, a light tank or a medium tank or something, to be in the middle of the map if they were pushing through there. But since they're not, I'm just going to take my sweet time. I'm going to try to help these guys on the north side. If I can put a few shells here and there into the opposition, that's what I'm going to try to do. But at the same time, I want to remain unspotted, right? So that's exactly what I do here. I'm unspotted. I'm going to try to take a few shots here again, but I don't think I'm going to get anything else presenting to myself in a short period of time here. So at this point in time, I know the game is static. I look at the map. We have a lot of red players that are on the east side defending that area. So I know that we won't be able to push through here. There's just not going to happen, right? Middle is at this point is empty. There's no one here. And at the same time, I see that we might be in trouble in town. So this gave me an idea. And this play actually worked pretty well, to be honest. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to sneak through the middle. Hopefully spot artillery if I can spot anything. If there is no one in the center of the map on the red side at all, it will give me freedom to operate on their side of the map without them even knowing that I'm there. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm sneaking through the back lines. What I want to do is I want to flank these guys that are currently in town. I want to help my team in town because it looks like they're getting outnumbered there. So if I can get to the battle in time, then I'm going to try to support them. But at the same time, I spot a pig and I'm not spotted, so may as well just finish him off, right? I want to take him out of the game, but unfortunately second shot doesn't come off. So now that he hides, we're going to move forward. At the same time, I'm not spotted. As you can see, I'm not. If I was spotted here, maybe I would change my mind. I'm not sure really. Maybe I would still push. I would probably still push regardless. But I really want to engage this object 705, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a shell in his ass, and he knows that I'm behind him right now. So he's either going to have to turn around to face me, or he's going to have to push forward to face my friendlies. But he decides to push forward, so I have easy shots here at his ass, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take him out of the game. At the same time, we're going to pay attention to the left side. There's Super Conqueror there. We're going to aim up a shot on the move into his bottom plate, and this tank it just works beautiful on the move. And those shots come off so often, to be honest. Anyway, now it's the IS-7. We're going to try to put a shell into him, but unfortunately I didn't aim that one properly, and we take a hit. But it doesn't matter, because he's the last one here, so we should be able to clean up right there. But at the same time, looks like the enemy's tank destroyer started paying attention to us, and he puts a freebie into me, unfortunately. I did not pay attention to him making a move in the middle of the map, because I was busy actually engaging all these tanks in town. But regardless, we get ourselves back in shape. We're going to lose our sixth sense. At the same time, we're going to try to spot these guys that are there, right there. And we're going to put one shell into the Trinity. We're going to spot somebody else here, I think. Yes. The Patriot. Unfortunately, this shot doesn't come off. We're going to try one more time. We're going to try to hit him in the hull. But this time we pen him. And shortly enough, he's going to get taken out just like that. So if I would not make this play, we probably would have lost town. We probably wouldn't be able to push through the north to the east because of the standstill. And I would be basically sitting in the middle and doing nothing. So sometimes, guys, you just have to think in a game. You have to think about the scenario and, you know, what you can do to help your team win. Hello, Piggy. You're going to take him out of the game, which makes the situation a lot better right now because with pigs in a game, you never know. You saw my intro. Doesn't mean I would be able to carry, but still. Another RNG factor out of the game. Anyway, I'll be looking for shots at this object. I'm looking for some revenge here, but my gun is going to say no. And I don't know how that freaking bounced. Side of the object. That should have been a pen. Doesn't matter. RD takes him out. So, yeah, the game is still relatively close, you know? Even though we won town, even though we sort of still have a couple of tank destroyers up north, we're basically thin in numbers because all these guys that are sitting in that one area there, F9, it looks like it's a common spot, just camping spot for the opposing team that spawns on this side of the map. Sometimes it's effective, sometimes it's not. Anyway, I think this side of the map is slightly overpowered. I think it needs to be changed slightly. That open field has to be reduced, or there must be open field on this side of the map in order to balance the situation. Anyway, here I can't find my gun depression. And I didn't know I couldn't get my gun down here in this situation, which sucks because I can't really stay protected. And I really don't want to go further out to the right and overexpose myself. Right? So I'm going to try to play it safe. Last thing I want is this E4 to rush me. And, you know, just looking at this situation right here, I was expecting him to rush me from the moment I showed up there. Why? Because I'm only a one hit to him. He can simply one-shoot me, just come out, poke out, kaboom, and I'm out of the game, right? So that's what I was worried about. So that's why I'm kind of staying back here, but I still have this medium tank that's sitting at J9. So I'm using him as potentially a bait, or not really a bait. He's supporting me. I was hoping he was going to support me, but yeah, this guy has a hard-on for me. He is going to push me, and at this point I thought I was dead. So we're going to put a shell into him, but he's shooting HE. And at the same time, I'm going to try to go around him. And that maybe was a stupid idea. I should have probably tracked him because I get stuck on this hill over here. And I cannot get up to full speed. And I was not expecting his crew to be so good that he's basically rotating with me, driving around him. But at the same time, Friendly Lava comes from behind and takes him out of the game. And it secures victory for my team. So again, simple plays that make big difference in the outcome of the game. That's how you increase your win rate, guys. That's one way to increase your win rate. It's not about the skill, how well you shoot, how good you are with a gun. Well, of course it's important. You gotta hit your shots. But at the end of the day, it's the strategic thinking, the tactical thought that you put into the game is what matters as to whether you win or you lose. And here I just showed you some examples. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out Honkai72 and Got a Dinghy. Links in the description below. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit checking out.